going up in the rig. Oh, this is cool. All right. I am in a monster truck. My little guy would think this is the coolest thing in the world. All right.
This is my office.
All right, so your conventional passenger vehicle, obviously in the United States, it has the driver's side on the left, passenger on the right. In a Monster Jam truck, we sit in the middle. It makes so we have better visibility right and left, because you can see the visibility is pretty limited if you look out the windshield. You don't see very much in front of you. You can barely see the ladies there all the way probably 10 plus feet ahead of us. So we have to really be in tune with the boundaries of the truck and the track when you're operating these trucks, especially in a venue like this where we have smaller confines. So we've got the normal steering wheel, which controls the front two wheels, but then we also have this toggle switch which controls the rear steering. These trucks have four-wheel steering and they're four-wheel drive.
Oh,
so
wow, okay.
They have to be able, we have to use those in conjunction with one another to steer these big behemoth trucks around a small arena like this. Then down here we got the brake pedal, so you actually have to use both feet to drive this truck. You have to use your left foot for the brake and the right foot for the throttle. And here we've got the tachometer, which measures the RPM of the engine, oil pressure gauge, water temperature, and the battery voltage. And then over here on your right, we've got the switch panel and the power, the on-off power switch. So you turn that on, it turns the power on. You hear the cooling fan come on. We've got the Holley EFI system. Even got a backup camera, which is pretty standard on today's vehicles.
Yeah.
So it's no different from Monster Jam trucks. Just helps when we're backing in somewhere to guide us easier. So we've got a shifter here. It's in park right now. And we have reverse, neutral, first gear, and second gear. So these are two-speed trucks. You can shift them on the fly. You got a digital readout here on the Holley EFI screen. The battery voltage here. Here's the engine temperature, RPM again. So just a few of the vitals that you really need to pay attention to when you're operating one of these trucks.
All right, so let's say you're in this thing and it turns into a really bad night and you got to get out in a hurry.
Yeah.
What do you do?
So with your 7-point safety harnesses here, there's actually a centralized part in the middle.
Okay.
I think you might be sitting on it.
Is this it right here?
Yep. You
This
plug
guy?
in all your belts.
Okay.
As soon as you plug in all of these, you can twist this cam lock system here. I'll show you.
I'm getting strapped in.
Yep. And then there should be another one.
I'm
on
getting
the same
strapped
thing.
in. Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it. There's one right here. We'll strap that one in. Let me loosen this one up a
Sure.
little bit. Okay. All right, now there's one more right here. All right, now we'll pull down on these. Get you a little tighter. Now there's ratchets on each side.
Oh my gosh.
There's a
Okay.
ratchet on that side if you want me to. Yeah, there you go. Pull
Right.
that one.
Here?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep,
yeah. It's
just
like a ratchet
that.
strap.
And you can crank that down to the
Oh,
point
yeah.
where it's uncomfortably tight. You can hardly breathe.
I can see that.
Yeah. So now you're pretty snug in there. We can make these tighter too. These have to be tight so you don't get that whiplash effect when you're hitting these jumps.
I would imagine like you're getting pretty high up.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
you get smashed around in here, right?
Yeah, the goal is to be as tight as you can so that you cannot move, hardly ever. So that's the point at which, you could get injured if you're moving around in the seat. This seat is actually a custom seat that is molded to my body dimensions. So everybody has a custom seat in their own truck. That's the point at which you feel most comfortable when you're as tight as you can be. You feel invincible in this truck once you're tight. You're not tight right now, but I'm going to show you how easy it is to take all these 7 seat belts off at one time. You just get this cam lock, twist it.
Like that, and you're out.
You're out.
And then you are like right down the hatch there, right?
Yep.
Right down that escape
Pretty
chute.
cool.
This is actually much easier to get in than I thought it would be. Like, I thought it was going to be a big process, like somebody's getting into a NASCAR or something.
Yeah,
is a big
that
deal.
one's a little more involved.
And you got a backup. I love the backup camera is cool.
Yeah.
Because I guess you can't really. You're not getting anywhere, and there's no mirrors, and they wouldn't work anay.
No, we've got the bare necessities, but we do have more horsepower than the typical vehicle.
The 4-wheel steering to me is interesting. How much of a learning curve is that?
That's a big learning curve. That's when the new drivers really have to get used to that, because that's a spring-loaded toggle switch, so that if you push it and you let go of it like this, the rear steer will self-center itself. Now, this switch here turns off the self-center. So you can push it, as soon as you let go, it stays. But as soon as you turn this back on, it goes back to center.
So can that be like a cheat when you're coming out of a turn to quickly do something, the back one's recenter, or no?
Usually it's happening so fast that it's self-center, you're always going to want it on automatic. Otherwise, you'll never get it back straight in the heat of the moment. So you want it to return to center on its own.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like there's all these roll cages and this, and I know you're wearing a helmet.
Oh yeah.
But like by the end of the night, do you just have a massive headache?
No, usually if the truck's working good and the shocks absorbers are tuned properly, it's actually a pretty good ride. I mean, you take a pretty good jolt when you hit the ground, especially high up, but it's just like for a split second. And then, you know, you go and do it again, and for a minute we got to go and have fun here in freestyle here at the floor in the Rocket Fieldhouse. So, Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse.
I got to imagine there's times you do a jump or you crunch a car or something and you land and you're like, I nailed it!
I'm the man! Yeah, for sure. So, it's always a fun time to be able to show new fans, especially, what Monster Jam is all about. And, of course, we have our diehard fans that come out year after year, time after time, so we love seeing them, too.
This is awesome. Dude, thank you for the tour. There you go. Awesome. Dude, that's awesome.
All right.
Love it.